So when I walked over to the Sega booth, I was delighted to see that there was a plethora of Yakuza content. Unfortunately, however, due to the long lines and just my inability to get anywhere near it, surprisingly, I could not play Yakuza 6. It was one of the games I was actually really looking forward to playing. And you can see over here, as the camera turns, there's some Yakuza 6 directly on the opposite side of me. I did get to play, however, Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remaster of the basically original Yakuza game that came out on PS2. And I was incredibly surprised with what I played, because this has got to be the best remaster of a game I have ever seen. And there's been a lot of good remasters, but this remaster fundamentally changes the gameplay and brings it up to a modern audience. In fact, you can't really say it's a remaster, it's a remake of the whole original game. So don't mind this gameplay of me getting my ass kicked by Goro Majima and his breakdance fighting moves. It was so depressing to play this game and just get my ass kicked, because I've had years of experience with the Yakuza franchise. This isn't my first Yakuza game. I did play and start with Yakuza 3, and I've played every Yakuza since then, except the shooting zombie spin-off one. I forgot the name of that one, but it's kind of cool because I'm actually in the process of currently playing Yakuza 0 on my PS4, and I'm still trying to go ahead and beat Yakuza 5 on my PS3 before Yakuza 6 comes out next year in the US. And then later this month we have this game, in fact, Yakuza Kiwami, releasing. So it's actually kind of pertinent that I give this original, I guess my early impressions of the game that's about to come out later this month. And I do have this pre-ordered, by the way. So for those of you who haven't played a Yakuza game before and are looking to get your foot in the door in this series, I would recommend you start off with Yakuza 0. That is a prequel essentially to all the previous Yakuza games. But Yakuza Kiwami is in fact a complete remake of the original game on PS2. And to put it simply, I did actually play the original game on PS2. In fact, it came with a demo disc when I was subscribed to the PlayStation magazine. Yeah, who here is old enough to remember demo discs? This is before the age of PlayStation Store and Xbox Live marketplaces, back when the consoles didn't have any internet, or having internet in your console was such a rare commodity. It was so weird. So what happened is, like, when you subscribe to the PlayStation or Xbox magazines, they would send you discs, and these discs would have demos of a bunch of various different games. And it's actually how I found out my love for a lot of franchises. And I remember playing Yakuza, the original Yakuza back in the day. I was just I was just kind of floored by the visual representation. I really liked the style. I really liked the sense of atmosphere. And the game was incredibly mature and brutal. And unfortunately, I did not get to play the main game. I think just because I was so young at the time, I didn't have a chance to, have the money to basically buy the game myself. And also, my parents probably wouldn't have got the game for me, considering it was a very, M-rated game. But that being said, the original Yakuza game had a fixed camera. Basically, you walked around, you couldn't actually control the camera like a third-person game. The camera was fixed. It was sort of like playing God of War, It was a fixed position camera. It was kind of difficult to see around corners. The camera would pan out to show you just different streets and would cut to different sections. It was very much a game like that. Now you have a full 3D camera, so you can see the entire world of Kamurocho just beautifully rendered. And this is on the same PS3 engine that they're using back in the day. It's just been upgraded. And if you played Yakuza 0, it's running on that same engine. The graphics just look fantastic here. It's incredible how their last-gen engine scales so well to higher-end hardware. I mean, I saw that with Binary Domain playing on my PC when I streamed it. And now, Yakuza 0, beautiful game, even if it's running on the PS3 engine, and Yakuza Kiwami here, incredible, beautiful game. It's running on the PS3 engine. But the benefits of running on that old engine is that we can have increased frame rates. So just like Yakuza 0, Kiwami runs at 60 frames per second at a full 1080p and looks gorgeous. I absolutely love the visual style of the game. Now, I did not unfortunately ask if this game is going to have PlayStation 4 Pro support. I can't remember what the original release date was, because Yakuza 0 doesn't have PS4 Pro support because it came out before the PS4 Pro in Japan. And I'm curious to see, I want to say that Yakuza Kiwami came out before the PS4 Pro as well, so it's very unlikely we're going to start actually seeing PS4 Pro support for this game. I do, in fact, expect that we'll get PS4 Pro support when we get Yakuza 6 in the US, because that game released, I believe, late last year in Japan, right after the PS4 Pro came out. And if I'm curious, the last time I heard the game was running at 900p-ish, and hopefully the Pro will upgrade that to 1080p at the very least. But that being said, Yakuza Kiwami is basically the remaster that we've all been waiting for. I can't even call it a remaster in good intention. It is the best remake I have ever seen happen to a game. It fundamentally changes the core aesthetics, bringing it up to the modern Yakuza gameplay archetypes, and just makes it a joy to play. In fact, it's almost like re-experiencing the game again. But this time you're getting more. This time you're getting the option of a 3D camera to fully explore the streets as they would have been able to do if they had the hardware back in the day for PS2. And on top of that, we also have additional cutscenes added. So typically in the original Yakuza, you would have a cutscene and it would end and transition to gameplay. But now we actually have additional voice acting and scenes on top of those cutscenes, those original cutscenes. So not only are they modernized with the full in-game assets, so they look beautiful and current gen, they actually have additional dialogue and scenes so they can flesh out the story better, flesh out the characters better, and you're essentially getting a director's cut of the game. So I mean, for $30. How can you ask for anything more? I mean, you're getting an incredible value here. You already know the game's going to have a great story. Yakuza, was really a game that, at least for me, I wasn't even expecting to be incredible. And I tried it out, and I remember liking it back on the PS2, but when I got into the series on PS3, I was kicking myself in the ass for not wanting to play this earlier. I really wished I would have gone to the series in its conception. And it's awesome to be able to have this game come out so that I can finally experience what the first Yakuza was all about, because I understand the main meat of the story. In fact, all Yakuza games have done a great job in terms of having a reminiscence series. So you would click on this option in the main menu and it would give you like literally a 2-hour-long video bringing you up to speed on the entire series up to that specific game that you were playing. And to be able to finally go back and experience the original Yakuza with modern visuals, modern gameplay aesthetics, and just extended cutscenes, it's going to be amazing. And for $30, this is a steal. This is a complete steal. I pre-ordered this shit right away, and I cannot wait to play it. I get the steelbook case with it. It's going to look fantastic. And I'm really hoping I buckle down and beat Yakuza 0 soon. And I also need to beat Yakuza 5. And they're basically dumping Yakuza Kiwami on me. I got to get all this Yakuza content done before Yakuza 6 comes out, which is going to end Kiryu's story. So I'm looking forward to it. Bottom line, if you never played a Yakuza game before and you're looking to get started, get Yakuza 0. The price has dropped dramatically on that. You can probably get the game dirt cheap. But if you want an even cheaper experience and you really wanted to experience just what the first game was all about, this, my friends, for $30, and keep in mind, if you belong to Amazon Prime or Best Buy's Gamer Club membership, you get additional discounts on top of that. So the game, like I'm literally paying about $25 for the game, and you're essentially getting a complete remake of the original Yakuza game, just on crack, more or less. You're getting everything that this experience has to offer, and Yakuza games have so many hours of content, it's ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to it. I had a good time playing Yakuza Kiwami. I honestly am a bit sad I didn't get to play Yakuza 0. I just wanted to point that out, that This year's E3 lines were just incredibly rough, and I'm going to talk about that when I do my review roundup of what I thought about this year's E3 and the press conferences and my experience going this year. It's going to be very different from last year, but yeah. So I hope you guys have a good one. Thank you all for watching. I'll talk with you all later.